video. Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions and review of the Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation from Maybelline. Usually I'm very picky about the foundation I use. I usually either use L'Oreal's 24-hour Matte Infallible Foundation or Garnier's BB Cream, the oil-free one. I haven't actually tried a new foundation for over a year now, so I'm a little bit skeptical about trying out this one, especially as it's a hydrating matte foundation. I usually find foundations that are hydrating bring out the oil in my skin. Even though it is a mattifying one, I'm a little bit worried that it's gonna flake off and get a bit oily. It says on the back that skin feels fresh and stays hydrated all day, so let's give it a go. I've already applied my everyday moisturiser and primer. I'm just going to take a little bit of this on the back of my hand. That looks quite orange compared to me, but I am looking very pale at the moment. I'm going to be trying out this foundation with both a beauty blender and a Real Techniques Expert face brush, just to see which one gives the best effect, because obviously a damp beauty blender is supposed to make your foundation more dewy. And I find this works really well with my normal foundation because obviously it's mattifying but it gives it a nice flawless even finish. But this one, because it's the gel formula and is hydrating, I'm a little bit worried will make it a little bit over dewy for me. I'm just going to take a little bit on my beauty blender and start. So it seems to be blending quite well with the beauty blender. I'm not actually taking much onto it, only a little bit. But it seems to be melting quite nicely into my skin. See if it covers blemishes. As you can see, I've got a couple. That is stress from final year project at uni, so I apologise for my horrible skin right now. It's not really high coverage when you use it with the beauty blender either, but I didn't take a lot onto the beauty blender, so that might be why, but I'm assuming it will be more high coverage when I use the brush on the other side. It has evened out my skin tone though. If you look at this side of my face compared to this side, you can see obviously dark circles, but this side not so much. It just hasn't really covered my blemishes very well. Also, if anyone's interested in the colour that I've gone for, this is the 01 Natural. It was the lightest one that they do. I tried the one up from it on the back of my hand and it was really orange, but saying that, this one, if you look, also looks pretty orange against my skin on my hand, but it's actually a pretty perfect match on my face. So now I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques Expert face brush. So picked a bit up on my brush, and now I'm going to, I haven't actually used a face brush for foundation since last year before Christmas. It seems to cover blemishes much better when you use the face brush, but obviously I'll go over it with concealer anyway. And I quite like foundation that isn't full coverage. I don't like looking like I'm caked in makeup. I have a dry patch here at the moment, so that will be interesting whether it goes flaky on that dry patch, considering it's supposed to be hydrating. Again, it's covering dark circles quite well, and it is also blending pretty good as well. So it blends well with a beauty blender and with a face brush, which is pretty good. Don't know if you can see on the camera, but to me this side looks a lot more flawless than this side. You can see it has that one there as slightly better. You can still see it, but still better coverage when you're using the brush. I am quite happy with that coverage. I feel like my whole face is the same colour and it looks pretty flawless. Can't really see any pores. I can't really complain at the moment. It seems to be a fairly decent foundation for applying, and it definitely applied better with the brush. I'm quickly just going to put the rest of my makeup on. There we go, I'm all made up. So I will be updating you throughout the day on what I think of this foundation. So far I am liking it. I didn't feel like I needed to put any powder on actually. It is literally just foundation and concealer on my face. I haven't put any translucent powder like I usually would on top of the foundation, as it already felt like it was quite mattifying already, which is a good thing. My chin is a little bit, I can feel it is a little bit oily already though. That is the only thing that's worrying me slightly. You can see it's a bit shiny. I can see on the camera. I don't know whether you can see that. As I said, I will be updating you throughout the day on what I think of this foundation. I'm not really doing much today. I will be going food shopping later, but other than that, I will be sat at home, working from home, updating my blog, editing some videos, and doing some university work, as I've only got till the 3rd of May until I'm done forever. So I have quite a bit to do, but I will be doing it from the comfort of my sofa. But this foundation is supposed to look flawless and hydrated all day, so I will let you know how that goes and also whether I feel oily at all. So let's see if it lasts until this evening. So I've been wearing the foundation for about an hour now. My skin doesn't feel oily yet, still feels pretty mattified, and so far so good. I didn't think I would like this foundation, but it looks like I'm going to, but fingers crossed it stays like this for the rest. Oh, that looks weird on the camera. Fingers crossed that this is gonna stay like this for the rest of the day. I've been wearing the foundation for a good couple of hours now. Still feels pretty mattified on my face. The only thing that I have to complain about really is that under my fringe is a bit oily. As you can see, it's a bit shiny. I'm not sure if obviously it's a bit hotter there because obviously I've got fringe, so I'm not sure how it would do if I was sat in the newsroom at uni or anything, because that's usually where I feel my face getting a little bit oilier. Other than that, still all good. So I've been wearing the foundation for a good 3-4 hours now. I do feel a little bit oily now, which is a bit disappointing because I really liked it to begin with. My chin, like here on the bottom of my cheeks and under my fringe, like I said earlier. All I've been doing really is just sitting here doing some university work and blogging. I did really like it to begin with, but it is worrying me that I've only been wearing it 3 or 4 hours and I am starting to feel overhydrated in a way. Like, it's not starting to come off of my skin yet, but I do feel oily and I feel a little bit cakey now. So yeah, we'll just leave it on until later on this evening and see how it goes. So I've been wearing the foundation for about 6 hours now, 5-6 hours now, and I'm definitely starting to feel very oily and greasy on my face, especially around my nose. As you can see, it's quite shiny, and my cheeks and my chin, around here as well. It still looks pretty matte, but it is starting to get a bit shiny now. But I think I feel it more than it looks. I definitely feel greasy and I feel like I want to take it off. It doesn't look greasy, which is a good thing, but it's not very comfortable on my skin. But like I said before, this tends to happen with other foundations that I've tried that are hydrating, so kind of was expecting it really, but I was hoping that this one would be different as it was mattifying as well. Hopefully after I've been food shopping in a bit and cook dinner, it will still be looking relatively matte and not really greasy and oily, so hopefully it will be okay later on. This is my last update on my foundation. It, as you can see, it's actually started to come off of my skin, and it feels quite irritated and itchy. I don't know whether that's because I have quite sensitive skin as well as oily skin, but my final decision is this foundation definitely isn't for me, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone who has oily skin. Maybe normal skin, combination skin would be fine, but my skin's obviously not right for the hydration and the matte in the one foundation, so I probably won't be using this again. To begin with, I did think it was a really good foundation. It applied really well and it was a really nice finish when I first put it on, but throughout the day it's just started coming away from my face and it's gone all blotchy and has lifted off my skin. Thank you for watching my first impression of this product. I'll see you in my next video.